Hello and welcome to Yesterday's Airlines. I have been tracking the releases of the V1400 models over the past 5 or 6 months, and in this video we're finally able to show off the four 727-200s from the first batch of models that were delayed because the factory put the wrong engines on them. But that has been resolved and I have received copies of those four models. So in this vid what we're going to do is take a look at those models and show you how they look. So it was back in February, I think, that I showed original pictures of these models. Then the engine issue came up and we have been working to get that resolved now for quite a few months, but finally the models are ready and they will be available in the next month or so at retailers, I hope. So let's get on and have a look at those models. Now, before we do that, don't forget to subscribe here to the channel at Yesterday's Airlines, because obviously I'm doing my very best to keep everyone up to date with what is going on in 400 scale, with V1400, with other brands, release ranking videos, mold reviews, all of that stuff, and occasional looks at my collection as well. So make sure you subscribe to the channel here at Yesterday's Airlines to keep yourself up to date with everything that's going on in 400 scale. Okay, so I will unbox each of these models and then we'll get them up onto the turntable so you can see them going round and round. And we'll start with N7270 Lima, the original Boeing 727-200 prototype, which first flew on the 27th of July 1967. The 77 had already been a success for a while with the Series 100, but it would be the 200 that would be the main sales force for the type. You can see that all these models come with that standard plastic black stand, and that's a nice little addition that doesn't come with the 767s. And here is the model herself. As I said in one of the earlier videos, getting the colour for this model correct is actually quite challenging, and in different lights it can look quite different as well, even with the finished model. But I'm reasonably happy with the colour shade that is on these. In fact, the printing work here is generally pretty good. And although this is the Witty Wings 727 mould, and it does have, some limitations, it does actually have some really nice detailing, especially on the wings, as you can see here looking at the underside. So it is certainly competitive with the other 727s on the market, even if it is no world beater necessarily. Overall, this one's looking pretty good, I think. Reasonably happy with the way this has finally turned out. And as you can see, the engines are definitely looking better sized than they did previously. So that is our first release, the original 727-200 prototype, an important aircraft in 400 scale that has never been made before. So we will now move on to model number 2, which is the sister ship to this aircraft. This one, N1787 Bravo, the 727-200 advanced prototype in the 1970s Boeing scheme, which is simpler and got a base white colour, so easier to reproduce. There are actually two aircraft, two 727-200s that had this registration. I'm not sure which of these was the one that wore the prototype colours. But the first aircraft ended up going to Trans-Australian and first flew in November 1973. So then here she is. So it's a much simpler livery with just the cheat line and the arrow on the tail. Didn't actually say advanced on the aircraft, just still says Boeing 727. But this is the type that would go on to be the primary sales driver for the 727 family. The advanced sold far more units than the standard 200, which had a lot shorter range, and than the Series 100. So this is the definitive Boeing 727-200 model, and was the one which really made the 1970s the decade of the Boeing 727, because it was far and away the highest selling aircraft during that period. Once again, the mold's looking pretty decent. Yes, the nose isn't perhaps as sharp as it could be, but it does not have a wing seam, so that is a major plus for this one. Moving on to model number 3, and we have the Project Skinny Boeing 727-200 N64339 from Transworld Airlines. This aircraft uniquely wore this natural metal scheme, one of those attempts by airlines to test out the cost savings of having less paint on the fuselage. This aircraft was delivered new to TWA in September 1974. Actually led quite an interesting life because it was hijacked, and it also operated TWA's last revenue flight as well, but obviously not in these colours, which didn't last for very long at all and were worn in the early 80s. There's a really nice finish on this model. I have to say the chrome finish here is really nice, and the livery application's pretty good. So I'm, happy with the printing on these, and I have to say that the printing that this factory is capable of is significantly better than the sort of printing you typically get on Aero Classics 727s. So that is good. Obviously, as I said before, this is a seamless mold, so you've got the slot-in wings, so you don't have that large wing seam that you get on the Aero Classics, and there's even a wing seam on the Gemini actually, which is smaller. But yeah, there are some other limitations around the tail and the nose, but it generally is a pretty good 727, and this one will go very nicely alongside the several other 727-200s that are in my collection, mostly Aero Classics, but some Geminis as well. All of those 727 molds are pretty good, if not, spectacular. Certainly there's room for an improved 727, but nobody is showing a lot of interest at the moment, and you can only work with the tools that you have got. So that's model number 3. And moving on to the last of the 4 727s that made up that first release set, we have N8861 Echo. Clearly the registration is giving this away as being a Eastern Airlines machine, but here she is in the colours of Carnival Airlines. Delivered new to Eastern in 1973, this aircraft joined Carnival in 1989. And for a time in the early 90s, Carnival was quite a success, bringing passengers down the East Coast to Florida and growing actually a reasonably strong scheduled market. Eventually, Carnival would merge with the second Pan Am, and to be honest, didn't last too long after that. This is probably my favourite of these 727s, although you can see there's a little bit of an issue there with the left-hand wheel on this one. Not sure what's going on there. But the livery, really attractive with the big Carnival logo on the tail, and it's got Fun Ships written on the front of the aircraft. And this is the sort of more diverse and interesting non-major airline that I'd like to see more of in 400 scale. So I'm really pleased to have been able to get this model produced, because I'm pretty sure you're not going to see many other Carnival Airlines releases, and this will go really nicely with the Dragon Wings Airbus A300, which I have. So it looks like that tyre is just hanging slightly oddly. Doesn't look like it's actually fixed in position or anything, so when it's down on the ground should be fine. And from the starboard side, the model is looking really good as well. So this is, I think, clearly my favourite and has turned out really nicely. So very happy with the look and feel of this Carnival Airlines release. And that brings us to the end of the 4 separate 727s that made up the first release set. Okay, so that is all 4 of these. What we're going to do now is get these up onto the turntable so you can get a closer look at them from a variety of different angles, including on their stands. So cue the music. So there we have it. That is the 4 Boeing 727-200s from the first V1400 release set, finally ready to go. Apologies for the delay with these. It has been massively frustrating from my side as well as yours. And these will ship with the second set of V1400 models, which are all ready and waiting in the factory. Motor City Classics are still preparing the order form to send out to retailers, so there's been a little bit of a delay there, but they also wanted to get these out to me so I could have a look at those before getting that order form out. So hopefully that will progress in the next few weeks and they will be listed at retailers, the second set, but these models will come along with those at the same time. So keep an eye out for these at your retailer, and I hope that you like what you're seeing. Okay guys, well that is it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel here, as I said earlier, and I will try and keep you up to date with everything that's going on with V1400 and in the rest of 400 scale as always. So keep an eye out for my next video. I'll see you soon. Goodbye for now.